Oh, good morning, Tina Gardner, General Manager of P. Oh. Good morning, Tina Gardner, General Manager of P&M Foods. How can I help? Yes, Michael. Yes, we had this conversation yesterday about the cannellini beans. Yes, 300 boxes of 12 is a standard order. If we order any less than that, won't be worth the postage. Yeah, I don't care if we've still got 56 boxes in the storeroom. They're tinned beans. Their shelf life is practically infinite. Oh, just order the fucking beans, Michael. Sorry. Honestly, are people not capable of doing anything without me? Oh, apparently not. Good morning. Tina Gardner, General Manager of P&M Foods. How can I help? Oh, God, it's Brian again from accounts. It's been driving me up the wall at the moment. I mean, if he really wants to know if Becky did do overtime on Tuesday, all he's got to do is look at the staff timesheet. Oh, no. It's far too lazy to go downstairs and look. He calls me instead. Yes, Brian. Yes, I'm still here. Yep, well, why don't you go and have a look at the... I'm working from home, Brian, and you seem to have forgotten, actually, that it's your job. My therapist tells me to do that, you know, when I'm starting to lose control. I say therapist, makes me sound cool, doesn't it? She's not really a therapist. I suppose you'd call her more of a meditation instructor I found on Instagram, actually. I mean, I did do a session of hers on YouTube once, but do you know, the breathing, it does help, actually. Yeah. I mean, that is until, of course, you know, I get another phone call from work. You know, then, of course, my stress levels are rocketed up to 1,000 again. Why people can't just get on with their job instead of trying to delegate to me all the time? I'm the general manager. It should be me delegating to them. God, I know. It could be worse. It could. And I'm not complaining. Really, I'm not. I mean, my friend, Rebecca, oh, she has it so much worse than me. Don't even get me started. Her husband is an absolute nightmare. He rarely acknowledges everything that she does around the house and with the kids. Yeah, you know, I mean, she's got 3 boys, yeah, all of whom do about 6 different after-school clubs each. And then she drops them off at school, goes to her job in a coffee shop, and she picks them up from school. Then on top of this, she manages to clean the house from top to bottom, yeah, does all the washing, all the cooking, pack lunches, and do you know, he can't even put his plate in the dishwasher when she's cooked dinner. Imagine that. And then on the off chance he decides to take the kids to the park, you know, on a weekend, some old dear will have the cheek to go up to him and ask him where the mother is. I mean, like I say, don't get me started. Lots of GCSEs. Very good. Anyway, I mean, I love my job. I do. I mean, we have great Christmas parties and, you know, I get paid a fair amount, you know, and, you know, people respect me, I think. I mean, they definitely like me. Sure, they like me anyway. Oh. Tina Gardner, General Manager of P&M Foods. How can I help? Oh, Susan, I'm glad you called. So I wanted to know how you're getting on with that contract with Tesco Express on Pine Street. What do you mean they haven't called you yet? Well, you're the one meant to be calling them, are you not? Well, have you even followed up since the pitch? Oh, why not? Oh, Susan, we're the ones that need their money, their business, not the other way round. Oh, just hold, please, Susan. What, darling? No, I'm working, aren't I? Oh, your tummy? Oh, well, why don't you go and get a book and a blanket and have a snuggle up on the sofa? Yeah? No, Angel, I've just told you I'm working. No, I can't play pirates because I'm at work for the next 4 hours. Oh, sorry, come on. Oh, no, don't cry. Okay, yeah, come on, give it to me. Yeah, I'll pop it on. Yeah. Where were we? GCSE. Oh, shit, Susan. Yes, Susan. So why exactly are you on the phone to me when you should be talking to that lovely Jonathan at Tesco Express on Pine Street? That's what I thought. Off you go then. And don't call me until you've secured that contract. Yes, yes. Have a lovely day. Oh, kids. They are exhausting, aren't they? I mean, I remember being a nanny, and it was great. Could have them for the day and then, take them back when they were all grumpy and yucky and tired. And then you could have a bath in peace, couldn't you? Without somebody coming in and needing a poo or, wanting a snack making. I love my kids more than anything in the world. I do. I mean, it would be nice, wouldn't it? Just to have a couple of hours to do something nice for yourself. I mean, they talk about self-care, don't they? Yeah. Well, you tell me what working mum or non-working mum, for that matter, has time for self-care. I'd love to know. What is that there? Oh, God. And Jerry, well, I mean, he never even wanted kids. Look how that turned out. We've got 5. I mean, 2 sets of twins. Finding out we were having 2 the first time round, he went white as a sheet. And then it took us a while to get pregnant again. My grandma said it was God's way of punishing me because I was being greedy. I'd already got 1 set of twins. But do you know what? I really wanted more. I loved being pregnant. Anyway, 4 years and Harry came along. Oh, and having 3 was wonderful. The twins, they were about 5 at that point, so they were able to, dress themselves and give themselves breakfast and things. So it was fab. Then came along our little surprise. The first being that we were having a baby at all. Jerry, bless him. I mean, he tried to show his excitement, but all I saw was exhaustion. I mean, he's been slowly trying to climb the work ladder, leaving the house at 5:45 a.m. and not getting back till after 6. But finding out we were having twins again, passed out. He actually passed out. I mean, I thought that only happened in films. I mean, the midwife was horrified. Does this happen a lot? I asked. I mean, I was so embarrassed. And she nodded, but I could tell that she was just trying to make me feel better. But you know what? All that worry and stress, it just melts away when you've got your newborns in your arms. I mean, I know how lucky I am to have 5 gorgeous, healthy children, even though I do have a people carrier now instead of my beautiful Mercedes convertible. Oh, but I don't take it for granted. I really don't, because I know that one day soon they'll have all flown the nest and I'll just be left with me and Jerry again. I mean, that's a lot worse. Oh, Good morning. Tina Gardner, General Manager of P&M Food. How can I help? Who is this, please? Oh, Elliot. Oh, hi. No, of course I recognised your voice. No, you're not boring me. Please continue. Well, I mean, she didn't secure that contract, so, yeah, I'll hold. Jesus, that was nearly very, very bad. I mean, they're making cuts at work, which is a little bit worrying, if you ask me. I mean, I'm going to have to do a hell of a lot more work if they're getting rid of people, which isn't ideal. But my job's safe. Insider information. Elliot, hi. Yeah, I can hear you. Well, Susan? Well, no, I mean, she didn't secure that contract for Tesco Express on Pine Street. No. I know, and I sent her the report. No, okay. I mean, maybe it was my fault. Maybe I shouldn't have trusted her with it, but yeah, I thought she was a safe bet. Yeah. No. Okay, Elliot. Yeah. Will do. Bye. God, poor Susan. I mean, she put me in a pretty tricky position though, didn't she? I mean, I can't lie to HR. I mean, she didn't secure that contract on Pine Street. So, oh, I do feel bad though. Oh, no. Snap out of it, Tina. You are general manager of P&M Foods. You're going to have to make difficult decisions. Oh, God, I could do another drink. In fact. You think, don't you, when you have kids, that it's going to get older. It's going to get easier when they get older. Nobody actually told me that, oh, that's not clean. Never mind. Nobody actually told me that it gets a lot harder. I mean, when they're babies, you've got an element of control, haven't you? You're basically just paving their way through life, making sure that they're with you everywhere you go, not leaving them on their own if you can help it. You're just keeping them alive. You're checking that they're breathing every 20 seconds and juggling vomit and baby grows and dirty nappies and, oh God, milk and puree. I mean, at the time, you think it's hard. Oh my God, when they get to 16. Oh, well, I mean, I remember being 16, but when they get to 16, God, they don't need you. I mean, they know absolutely everything. They know all the pros and cons of drugs, alcohol, sleeping around. They know everything about exams, relationships, driving, politics. Yeah, they know it all. And if you ever try to preach to them about it, or anyone else for that matter, well, they just switch off. I mean, they just know it all. And I mean, to be honest, with Google around, who needs a parent? I mean, they've practically got all the answers. in their heads, or if not, at their fingertips. I mean, Jacob, he taught himself how to DJ using Google, which was really good actually, because he was able to bring my DJing skills up to scratch and help me out. And actually, it was the only thing he could bear spending time with me doing. But I've always loved music, and DJing, you know, it allowed me to connect to my creative side that I'd had to still play to when I left P&M Foods. And you know what? It's just takes me back to, you know, when you're younger in your 20s, you know, it was never about the boys or the drugs for me. It was always about the music. When I was growing up, I was such a sensitive child that I felt everything so deeply that music, whatever it was, it just had the ability to bring me to tears in a flash. No, it takes you back to a moment, a place and a feeling. And sometimes it might be a feeling that you'll never, ever experience again. Memories, God, they're funny things, aren't they? I mean, sometimes I wonder if I'm remembering the memory, you know, rather than the thing itself. Anyway, lots of experience, yes. Oh, you've worked abroad as well. I've got quite good at the DJing, actually. Yeah. I started practicing when the kids went to school. And I've even, and you're not going to believe I'm going to say this, but I've even released some mixes onto the SoundCloud. Yeah. And they've had a really good response. I mean, my friends think that I might be going through some sort of midlife crisis or something. And well, maybe I am. But maybe it's my purpose. No, everyone in life should have a purpose. A couple of years ago, I had a bit of a breakdown at the thought of only being a mum. And when I say only, I just mean being a mum and having nothing outside of that that really fulfills me. You know, I mean, I wanted more for myself. You know, when I started back at work, you know, it was great and I got stuck in. But, well, it wasn't long before, you know, that feeling crept back in where I was battling with my identity and who I was. I mean, am I a mother, a wife, daughter, manager? Or am I just this shell on the outside? I mean, you know, drop the kids off at school, go to work, pick them up, cook dinner. The DJing. I mean, you know, I did it so that I could spend more time with Jacob, but actually, it took me back to a time when I felt pure bliss. You know? Back then, I was hardly any of the things I am now. I wasn't a mother, I wasn't a wife, and definitely wasn't a manager. I didn't have a consistent income, but I was full of life and full of joy. No? I mean, we work towards having these things, don't we? Having a job and a marriage and kids. And then when we get there, can't help but wonder if something's missing. Back then, I had all the decisions to make. I wasn't stuck in one place. I was ever changing. I could reinvent myself at the drop of a hat. I didn't know who I was then, and still don't. Still trying to figure it out. Imagine me saying to my friends, I'm going to be a DJ. I mean, Celeste, my best friend, she's the director of this top-notch company, so I'd have to schedule in a lunch date even to see her. Imagine me saying, Celeste, I'm going to be a DJ. I mean, she'd piss herself. She really would. But why shouldn't I be? Is it my age, my appearance, my gender? I mean, if I was a 22-year-old boy from East London, would you question my decision? Oh, some good references here too. Excellent. Anyway, no, I was doing it all. I was going to work, I was picking the kids up, I was cooking 7 meals for people with different dietary requirements. I was doing all the cleaning, I was walking the dog, putting the bins out, everything. I was a complete boss. Yep. But then, as it does sometimes, you know, it all just becomes a little bit too much. I mean, I was doing it all, but without the help from Jerry. Maybe he'd been taking tips from Mark or the kids. No, do you know what? I refused to give up the things that I love just because the kids and Jerry weren't helping out around the house. So I went to the doctors, and the doctor told me that I was suffering from stress-related psoriasis. Now, I didn't feel stressed, but apparently it was manifesting itself physically in my body, and it was my body's way of telling me to slow down. So we had a bit of a family meeting, and I told them all that I was going to have to pass on some of my jobs, otherwise I was going to get ill. I mean, that's what the doctor said. Anyway, they all took it really seriously and said that they'd step up. So they said that I could have 1 hour of self-care a day. That's when I realised that, you know, I needed to ask for some help. You know, I mean, we need to remember that we are interdependent beings. Yeah, there's so much pressure in life to be independent and self-sufficient that we feel like we can't accept help. I've realised now that I don't have to define myself. I'm not my career, my relationships, or my achievements. I'm not my anxiety or my negative thoughts. And even though DJing brings me absolute bliss, it doesn't define me on the inside because it doesn't change me on the outside. No, who people think we are doesn't make us who we are. I'm going to tell you something now, and it is going to blow your mind. That we aren't who we think we are. We're not who other people think we are. We are who we think other people think we are. I'm just going to let that sink in a bit. I know. I mean, you might look at me and see my outer layer. Let's call it layer 1. Yeah. So if I walk into a pub or a supermarket, what you see is layer 1, a 45-year-old brunette woman. Now, some people like living in that layer. Yeah, they can make themselves look nice. They can put some makeup on. You know, I do sometimes too. But, you know, what happens when your looks fade as you start to grow older? You know, you lose your power in that layer. And so you lose your identity. You know, am I my psychology? Yeah. Am I responsible, caring, helpful, kind? And am I my, I don't know, my social roles, mother, provider? And if I am, what happens when my kids leave home? Who am I going to mother then? My identity's changed by the ever-changing circumstances. Am I the stories that I tell myself? You know, am I a good wife and a generous friend? And if I am, then when my husband tells me that I'm not a good wife, or my friend tells me that I'm selfish, what then? If I don't define myself as these things, then it doesn't matter if I'm not them or if I outgrow my labels. I mean, we are all packaging. Yeah. Everyone around you is having a different life experience because of their packaging. We're all packaged differently. Now, as soon as we stop defining and labeling each other, we can stop doing that to ourselves too. Anyway, do you know what? I'd be happy for you to start as soon as possible.